Hey guys, here, Gene. As you guys know, I love racing on GTA 5. I do it on a day-to-day basis. We do it under a set of rules and conditions that apply to us to make it intense, competitive and fun, which allows smooth, clean racing. So that means, of course, we race without a catch-up and slipstream. So it's all to do with the driver's skill to apply pace, pressure and consistency at the same time, of course, and being able to overtake cleanly and smoothly without taking out the other driver in front of them. Of course, being aware of situations, showing patience and respecting the other players. And this is all breaking it down into more and more sectors amongst these factors. So within patience, you've obviously got timing your overtakes, with adapting to certain situations, not only optimal lines for hot laps, but when there's other cars around you, to be able to take different lines and to be using different braking points, so that you're not hitting the other driver in front of you or next to you, and also allowing space for the other driver next to you with awareness and being able to hold your line and not pushing the other driver as well as you can and understeer, make them crash on the exits of corners. And that's crucial. So in this video, I'm going to be covering that with the illustrations through battles. So let's get right into that. Of course, before we get right into that, all I'm asking for this video, not likes, none of that crap. All I'm saying is share this with anyone that shows interest in racing and wants to try it on GTA 5, because I'm sure this will be useful. Other than that, let's get right into it. Here's a perfect example of poor Racecraft. And here's the thing, you could be a quick driver like this person in front, but you could still lack the racing knowledge to be able to adapt to certain situations. For example, this kid is Rohan. He's sets record times, but the problem is he only knows optimal lines in his head. As you saw there, he took the optimal line, but he did not show any respect or awareness for the driver next to him, which was me on the outside line. You saw he used no throttle control. He did not slow his pace down to give me space, and he just carried on going using the optimal line, which is only good for hot lapping, but not under racing conditions like you see here, which causes collision. And this is one of the most frequent ways which a lot of collisions do occur on a circuit track. Now, of course, another set of rules that we use is if you do take out a person accidentally, and you saw I pulled off a defensive maneuver by protecting the inside, but he tried to cut in and use that, did not react to that situation and took me out, but he let me through, and that's the rule that you have to follow under these conditions. Now here's the thing though, before you even get into racing with any other player, I would suggest that you first practice the track, because a lot of the times when people brake check, that can also cause collisions, and that's another controversial story in itself. So another situation here, see a player makes a mistake, goes off the track and wants to get back onto the track, but there's a lot of oncoming cars. So what this person must do is wait for the cars to go by instead of doing this and causing collisions, as you saw there. This is of course important to avoid collisions. Now in this situation, you see a tight chicane coming up. If there's two cars side by side, one person, the person on the outside has to make sure they let the person on the inside go through, just not to take risks, and also with the upper hand as well with the speed. So of course that was a perfect execution from the green car from peeling away from that situation. Now here's a little battle. This is how racing should be. This is pretty much the perfect example of how every race should be, with everything, all the factors we covered at the start of this video coming into play basically. So with my camera angle, it gives me a quicker reaction time to make a thought process right off the bat. Especially, you see there, his car pops up, so I'm going to give him space right off the bat with my awareness because of my camera angle. Now I'm going to force him to stick to the left lane because I'm holding my line. I'm not swerving, but I'm holding my line. You have to hold your line. But then I've got the free space on my right hand side to get a wider entrance to the apex to carry the speed. But I have to make sure there's no car on my right first before I make that move. Now you see here, I've got the upper hand because I'm going to plan the next 3 corners. And you see, I'm going to be able to carry more speed into this corner while he's got a tighter entrance, which means he has to brake harder to execute the corner. And here, I can exploit a gap which he has caused due to the previous 2 corners. So you see the red label there, that's where I'm going to exploit. And the purple line is where he's going to be forced to go to. And this is the next thing. So now that we're here, I have to make sure I give him space on the left because he's already taken the outside line. This is what, in the first clip, Rohan failed to do. Also adapting to the braking point, which are not optimal for actual lap time. However, for battling situations, this is crucial to make sure you avoid any sort of collisions and make it as smooth as possible. So let's go and watch that entire little section again. So I force him on the inside to make sure he takes the inside, because I know he's going to carry less speed through the exit of this corner. So then also approaching this corner is awkward for him as well, and now I've got the upper hand. So I'm going to take this nice and smooth, and I'm going to exit out nice and quick. I see the gap, I'm going to exploit it, and that comes down to decision making and patience. Patience is key. And from this point here, we're side by side, so the battle continues, but he's on the inside, he's got the priority there, but I'm going to carry my speed on the outside. There's no harm in that. A lot of people, they seem to only see the inside line opportunities for overtakes, but you can also defend your outside quite comfortably, but it does require a little bit more to do with throttle control and making sure you fully understand your car to be able to execute outside maneuvers. And this is another situation coming up. He's grabbed the inside on me. So here's where I got to make the choice. I can either brake early and cut back into the apex, or I can do the same maneuver as I did on the previous corners of carrying my speed on the outside. You see, the black lines are the potential lines I could have done, or he could have done, but the purple and the red lines is what we initially done on the footage. So he protected the inside, whereas I had to carry the speed on the outside, which is what you'll see. So 3 corners there, I pretty much had to hold the outside line. Of course, full props given to Ryan for showing respect and holding his line and showing all the factors into play with what we saw at the start of the video, and not from the first example that I showed you. Now, in another situation, by the way, that was unfortunate by him. He actually got taken out due to the person behind him not reacting to that situation which occurred where his car slightly slid due to the bump. You know, reactions are key on this game. So on this footage, I'll be showing you lag takeouts, which happens 95% of the time when there's collisions occurring. Even with the most sweatiest, most experienced drivers, this will occur, and it's not even your fault. It's to do with connection, of course. And so if this does occur, you have to respect the driver that you caused this to. Of course, you didn't intentionally cause it, but you know, even if your car does that to them, you have to show respect and allow them to recover, because it's not a legitimate overtake. And of course, even if you're not hitting them on your screen, on their screen, your car is hitting them. So you have to respect the fact that that's happening, and you have to deal with that situation. Now, of course, this is where the tricky bit comes in. You have to determine the fact that either your car did that to them due to lag, or if they oversteered. And that is the judgment call that you need to make in those situations. But if it is lag, you have to let them through, and that is the conditions that we race in. Now, the rest of this footage is pretty much summarizing and speaking for itself with everything that we've covered today. With me showing respect and showing patience and allowing him to recover, I've ended up in the situation that you see in the footage. But I'm not done yet, because it's the 3rd lap, and now 2 cars have overtaken after the move that I managed to grab first, but it wasn't really a great overtake. So in this situation, just being patient here, I'm not rushing it, just making sure I'm grabbing the optimal lines that I can. And bang, this guy makes a mistake up front. Both of us managed to avoid it, me and Picano. I managed to hold the outside here, and then he manages to hold the outside here. I managed to grab the inside, but from here I see 2 cars. I'm going to try and grab the outside, which I've done successfully, but it's not over yet, because Picano is on the inside, and I have to hold my line, and I'm not going to obviously switch and make him force him to go off anyway, because that's part of the rules. And then I managed to grab the outside again, and then once again grabbing outside there as well to be able to hold the position. So it's important that it's all situationally, you're being able to understand the situation you're in. It's not always, going for the inside or prioritizing the inside. You can always hold the outside. You can always go for overtakes on the outside as well. And it's all to do with the situation you're in and really making a choice. And the thing about GTA 5 racing is that it rewards quick thinking. It rewards reaction time. And that's the beauty of GTA 5 racing, and it's doable under these conditions and rules. Hopefully you guys understand what we expect as a racing crew ourselves, and what is expected for clean, smooth, competitive, fair, respectful racing. Wow, that was awesome. So yeah, hopefully you guys have found this guide useful, and make sure you guys show this for anyone that is showing interest for GTA 5 racing, or anyone that is lacking the knowledge that is required for proper GTA 5 racing. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Shaggy sign out. Good night. Peace. Yeah. One last thing I forgot to cover during this video is that when you do take someone out accidentally and you allow them to go through again, don't just stop in the middle of the track, because that would just cause more chain collisions. So instead, what you need to do is carry on driving at the same pace. When you see an open space where you can just pull over, do that, and then let them overtake. That is the best solution. Obviously it's logical and common sense, which, you know, sometimes you don't really think about during the race, but you have to remember to do that and try to do that. So yeah, it's always nice, not just completely braking and to allow them to go through, but just to ease off the throttle so your car is slowing down rather than instantly stopping, not allowing the other person from the rear to react to it. So it's all about situational, obviously, situational plays, but really just allow the person to recover as smooth as possible without causing too much hassle with the other drivers around you as well. Boom! Pew, pew, pew.